من الإسلام قيد شبر فقد خلع ربقة الإسلام. This is very important. The Prophet ﷺ, this is from a hadith supporting what we're talking about today. The Prophet ﷺ says, whoever takes off Islam, and in this context, you know, sometimes when you use one word, it'll be the same word, but if you use it in another context, it would take on a more intense meaning. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, whoever takes off Islam, and in that context, he was speaking about Jamaat. He said, and this is what the scholars translate it as, so this is not my opinion, I agree with the scholars. Whoever takes off Islam, or Jamaat, from his neck, even the length of a handspan, has left Islam. So what does that statement tell us? That, once again, it is an obligation on us to deal in community. Okay? So, Jamaat, what is Jamaat? Okay, and this concept, and the first and foremost principle of Jamaat is imam. We're going to talk about that. Allah used the word in the ayat that we read at the beginning, وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. So amr means to command. And of course, we're familiar with the word amir. Okay? The mantle of leadership and or command is called imam. So the mantle, the position, to establish that position, no matter whom it may be, but to respect it and establish it. Imara is the linchpin of Islamic organizing. There is no Islam without Jamaat. There is no Jamaat without Imara, or established leadership. There is no Imara without obedience. This is an athar, or a saying, of Umar bin al-Khattab, radiallahu anhu. And all of us know who Umar bin Khattab was. And his merit, and the Prophet ﷺ said that if there was any more prophets to come, it would have been Umar bin al-Khattab. And all of us know about his faith being greater than all of the Muslims except for Abu Bakr. And of course the Prophet ﷺ. Okay? The leader of Muslims has a sacred trust, and he is a representative of the mantle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is how important leadership is. But once again, according to Umar bin al-Khattab, radiallahu anhu, he says there is no Islam without what? Jama'at. And there is no Jama'at without what? Leadership. And there's no leadership if there's no obedience. So, contextual necessity of Jamaat. So how is Jamaat a necessity? Why is this absolutely necessary for the Muslims? And we have a split screen here. We're going to talk about an Islamic organization. First of all, an Islamic organization is not organizations or communities where Muslims merely exist. For one, there's a great big difference, brothers and sisters, between living and existing. If you're existing, you're just waiting to die. If you're living, you're progressing and establishing institutions and building civilizations. Through Imara, Muslims must enter into a social contract to agree to live in accordance with the Quran and Sunnah. Islamic organization promotes responsibility and authority. They go hand in hand. If you give someone responsibility over something, brothers and sisters, you give them authority over it. And if you accept authority over a thing, wallahi, you are responsible for it. They go hand in hand. They're two sides of the same coin. One cannot exist without the other. Now, we talked about putting in proper context what is an Islamic organization, what is Islamic organizing, and this is the other important part of it. Civility, or urf, must be the standard. It must be the standard. Of course, we know everyone is on different levels of faith, and all people have different aptitudes and abilities and personalities, but urf, this is why Allah uses certain words. Allah is the master linguist. Allah is the master linguist. And his messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was the master teacher and the master of all created things. So the words in which they use are very simple. For instance,